specifically told me the next 6 months, but I'm really feeling for the rest of 2023. But they said for the next 6 months, there are going to be more scary events to unfold. It feels like this is actually just the beginning of this agenda. That they're going to continue to push this fear-based narrative, and they're going to continue to try and control the narrative around UFOs, around alien disclosure. Once again, the only reason why they feel they need to act to control the narrative is because disclosure is happening, and they don't have a grip on it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a PR stunt. It's like, okay, well, this is happening no matter what, so what can we do about it to continue to control that narrative and control the people? Okay, cool. So then I asked the Galactic Federation, I said, okay, well, should we be worried? Like, I mean, I'm not worried because we can now see this unfolding and playing out, like, very clearly, but how is the rest of the world going to react? And knowing how they've reacted before in 2020, it was really split. I mean, half the people got totally sucked into the narrative that they wanted to control, and the other half the people really woke up in 2020. So, you know, I'm more worried about this plan working. And here's what Kinetic said, and it was so clear. This plan will backfire. Woo! This plan will backfire. It'll backfire. People will awaken. They will awaken. And they called it false disclosure. Like everything, like that in particular, this past week has all been false disclosure. I thought that was an interesting thing. And then, and this gives me kind of chills, the Galactic Federation said real disclosure is happening individually. Now, they've told us this actually for years, but it lands a little bit differently right now. Now, yes, it is true that there are actual extraterrestrial crafts that are being seen, that are being spotted, and almost like a subtle disclosure is happening all over the world. But real disclosure is happening at an individual level, and it's happening at a very loving and peaceful way. And so what they mean by individual disclosure, it could be you in your backyard seeing a UFO for the first time, or maybe you and a couple of family members. It could be a dream that you have. You've never even thought about aliens before, and all of a sudden you have a dream of an alien. Or you wake up and you feel like you can't move and there's a gray in your room, but you feel, you know, it's pretty loving, or what have you. Individual disclosure is happening right now, rapid pace, to prepare us for what's to come, but also what individual disclosure does. The second we have an experience with extraterrestrials, or, you know, paranormal, but let's just say aliens, okay, or UFOs, there is a vibrational frequency within us that is immediately unlocked. There is this immediate recognition and awareness that this is real. It's real. No amount of videos, no amount of news articles, no amount of channelers that you watch are going to prove to you that this is real. What is going to prove to you that it's real is your own contact. And it could happen in so many different ways. So please be aware of that. So individual disclosure is rampant right now. And then my biggest question to Kinetic, to kind of like close off this topic, is what's next? Like, what do we need to do about this now? Well, like, how do we move forward from this? What do we do? Cool, we have the information, we're aware of the plans that are unfolding. I'm excited for what's to come. I'm kind of excited to see this like little mini battle between, you know, the powers that be and the GFL and the other powers that be, I guess, you know, play out. Because ultimately everything, they're acting in this way. They are throwing out this next sort of agenda. Why? Because they're scared. They are so scared. They are so scared that they're losing grips, they're losing control, and they don't know how to navigate this. So they're just throwing shit out there, hoping to create more and more fear. We've seen this, especially in the past couple of years. Oh, now it's monkeypox, you know? It's like, come on, right? This is gonna be the next thing, and it's only beginning. So what's next? What do we do next? Before I get to okay, so what do we do now? What's next? We have the information. We know what's about to kind of unfold and take place, but what do we do? First thing is guide the people who are in fear about UAPs and UFOs. Maybe it's family members. Maybe it's like a distant aunt or cousin, and they hit you up in the next 6 months or, you know, in 2023, and they're like, Hey, Randy, yeah, I heard you once talk about like aliens. What is going on? Do you have any insight? Do you know what's happening? Guide the people who are in fear. Because all of a sudden, this topic that we've all been raving about in our own bedrooms for the past however many years is going to be mainstream news. And this is just the beginning. Like I said, they planned this around Super Bowl so that it wasn't full disclosure, so that they don't freak everyone out, so that they can kind of leak it slowly but surely. But guaranteed, there are going to be people coming to you who need advice or need help navigating this brand new thing that they're about to step into. So please help the people that will be in fear about this, because you're getting the inside knowledge beforehand. Yes, they're real, but they're not all scary. They're just like human beings. There are some good ones, some bad ones, and the good ones really want to help see us evolve, and we're a part of them. And actually, we're hybrids, but maybe you could leave that out because it's a lot. It is a lot. All right, next point here of what do we do next is ask for individual disclosure. If you either haven't received individual disclosure yourself, in the form of seeing a UFO or having some sort of weird dream or having some sort of contact yourself, don't worry, ask for it. Or maybe you had disclosure, but it happened 10 years ago or 5 years ago or even 3 months ago, and you're like, I want it again. You just ask. You say, hey, universe, hey, higher self, hey, spirit guides, like, I am ready for disclosure myself. I am ready to unlock this next level of my own DNA. I am ready to understand this world and this universe at a deeper level. I am ready for disclosure. And just be careful what you ask for, because it happens. It does. All right, next suggestion here is tune out the news. Tune it out. Don't worry about it. I mean, most of us, I think, already just tune out the news, but it's like, don't get sucked into that narrative. And I would say just be cautious about alternative news as well. Because what we saw unfolding in 2020 is all you had was the news and the alternative news. And it was like the extreme opposite ends of things. Try and find a little bit of this neutral ground. Try and understand that, it's all unfolding the way that it needs to. We're here to have this great experience, and there's good and bad in every aspect of this reality, both here and around the universe. So tune out the news, but use your discernment with the other sorts of news. And ultimately, you are your own best guide, which leads me to my last point, which is use your discernment with everything. Once again, if this video really resonated with you and you're like, yeah, like when I say when something resonates with you, this is how I interpret it, because I use my own discernment every single day. It's such a clear yes. It's such a clear, deep connection to the information that's it. That makes sense. That feels good. That aligns with exactly what I feel. Not even think, right? Because it's using a different kind of tool. It integrates with you. If something doesn't resonate with you, doesn't integrate with you, then it's going to cause a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety. You're going to be up at night thinking about it, worrying about it. And that's just not healthy for you. Once again, you are the only one in charge of creating your reality. You are in charge of the way that you feel about things and the information that comes into you and what you experience next. So use your discernment, ask for disclosure if you want it, and it's time to really walk around eyes wide open and start to really navigate the disclosure that's about to unfold and has been unfolding. So very exciting times. 2023 is going to be incredible. And that's it. That's all for me. So thank you all so much for tuning in as per usual. Keep up the good work. And I will see you all next week on next Monday's Live.